Hello, Team Absolution fans. It's been, well, actually, it hasn't been that long because we talked to you the other day, but it's been a long since we've done a damage check. So welcome, damage check, as we climb ever closer to that big 100 mark. Damage check 100. As always, in damage check fashion, we are going to wait about 5 minutes. So wait till about the 5 minute mark, and we should be good to go. How's everyone's week going? I hope your weeks are going well.
Good.
Oh man.
And any other commentary? I've been playing a lot of Zelda since I got my Switch.
Oh yeah, you got the Switch. I forgot.
Oh yeah,
I
got it. I've been playing Splatoon.
Been sneaking up on people.
I have been playing a
stealing
lot
their horses.
Too much Splatoon.
Too much Splatoon. So now I have to look up buying accessories, which is just depressingly expensive.
Well, what do you need? I mean, you already got the case and the screen. Did you get a screen protector?
Yeah, I got a screen protector. But now I gotta buy the games, and then I gotta buy the Pro Controller and all that stuff.
You don't have to get a Pro Controller.
You don't have to get a Pro.
Like, I'm not gonna buy the Pro Controller. Let's be very real here.
Hey, I didn't buy the Pro Controller.
You're not me, Andrew. You're not me.
I did, in fact, buy the Pro Controller.
Yes.
But I also I'm the guy who spent the most on the Switch. Probably a lot more than I should have.
Yeah, Jose spent a lot.
I also have the most. I think in the squad, I have probably the most expensive Switch collection.
Really?
I think I have the most games.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I think you just win by a long shot. I think there's not even a contest.
I see one game, and then
I have nice and zero games right now. I'm borrowing mine from Andrew.
And then Andrew's got what? Puyo Puyo, Zelda,
Splatoon,
Mario Kart, Bomberman, Has Been Heroes, Cave Story, and Voez.
And okay, I think we're almost close because I have Isaac, Zelda, ARMS, I Am Setsuna, Mario Kart, Splatoon, Kamiko,
Mario Kart. Oh.
Kamiko, and Fast RMX.
Oh, I have that one too.
I have 9 games.
You also have Tetris in addition to me, so
yeah,
you got more games than me.
Yeah, I think about just only 1 or 2. It's because I have the physical copy of I Am Setsuna. Alrighty. Nats was a thing. It was fun. We'll talk about it.
It was impeccable.
Buckle in, ladies and gentlemen, because this damage check is going to take a while. We got 2 weeks of spoilers to cover. We got to talk about Nats. I got a couple announcements to make at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. It's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one.
Oh, if you saw Keith at the beginning, his internet is poopy, so he left.
Keith just crashed again. It's fine. He'll be back next week.
Yeah, Keith was here, but yeah, his internet is not what I would call substantial.
He and I are gonna try to do some videos, so that's nice.
That's exciting. That's good news.
I'm sending my camera back, considering you don't even use it anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Can't even find an argument.
I'm the middle child. Hashtag no love.
Ugh.
All right. What are we talking about? A few more seconds before we dive right in. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's 35. Okay. Welcome to Damage Check, everybody. It's been a while. We welcome you, and we hope that you're having a good day. Today, I am joined with the Sixth Ranger, Andrew. The late, the great, the Doombringer Griffin himself.
I'm not dead. That's not what that phrase means.
You're just late.
But he always comes. That means you always come in late.
They don't always
You were
come
the
in
last person to jump on. You were always the last person to jump on.
But I'm
Guaranteed.
not. I'm clearly on time. I was here before 7:30. That is all that matters.
If you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, someone tell that.
All right.
We're like the most ethnic Vanguard team in the world, and you're gonna tell us about being on time.
All right, and with that, it's time to get started here on damage checks. So I'm gonna skip through my usual little spiel at the beginning, and we're gonna jump straight into spoilers because we got a lot. So Ryan, what do you got for us?
Put on your initial D music, everyone, because I'm gonna rip through these real quick around the corner. All right, we got Drag Wizard Noich. Grade 2, 9K, auto, GB1, Ritual 3. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Call up to one grade 1 or less card to rearguard from among them. Shuffle your deck, and at the end of that turn, place that unit on the bottom of your deck. If you call a unit with the Ritual ability until end of turn, this unit gets power plus 2,000. Then, if it is a grade 1, this unit gets power plus 3K. So, actually pretty decent thing to just call an extra dude, because it's free. That's nice. And you just kind of get some free retire fodder. So and it becomes a 14 if you call a grade 1, but it's an 11K if you call a grade 0, which you find a belly allow and you can throw it down and use it for retire fodder. Why not? So that's that. This card might just see play.
This card is stupid. Why do you get more free grade 1s?
Free?
Stupid.
Did you say free? I heard free. Next. No, we're just moving on. These commons. These are commons. All right, skipping that. All right, so we got some Neonectar stuff. Time for Andrew's approval rating. I'm just gonna go over the. Oh God, are you all like foils and stuff? Oh my God, yeah. All right, so we're just gonna do the Neonectar spoilers. So the grade 4 is Midsummer Flower Princess Lita. Stride, act, Vanguard Circle once per turn. Counterblast 1, choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same card name as this unit, turn it face up. Choose up to one card from your hand, put it into your soul. This unit gets the same card names as all cards in your soul. Search your deck for up to a number of cards with the same card names as this unit, equal to 1 plus the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone. Call them to 7 rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. If the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone is 2 or more, choose up to 3 of your units and they get power plus 3K until end of turn. If this isn't in the running for the most complicated skill in Vanguard, I'll eat my hat. And I'm not wearing it.
It is a very complex, very long skill.
It's not that hard, guys. It's you take a card, you shove it in your soul, and then you can look at cards at the top and call them to the field if they have the same name as cards in your soul. This solves the issue of Neonectar like losing their field in this retire heavy meta every single turn. Now they could be like, well, my field's in my soul, so now I can call them from the top of the deck instead of having to clone units that were already on the field, which would come out of your hand normally. So
actually, this is search your deck for a number of cards. So you can search for as many as you want, but you can't go over the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone plus 1.
Oh, that's legit disgusting then, because you're guaranteed at least 2 on first stride. Is this GB2?
No,
it's not GB2.
But you can't do it. I mean, you'll only get 1 on your first stride because there won't be anything. Oh no, you're right. You can't.
You flip 1. It's guaranteed 2 units for free. It's in your soul. Like what the heck? Go ahead. I mean, it's also one of the biggest problems Neonectar have is just. They need to maintain field. If they can't maintain field, they can't call. Now all they got to do is ride. Now they can call things. So it's a good card. I play Maidens, so I don't know how this works in Asha. It seems like it's pretty good.
Good card.
Good card.
It's certainly better than Verano.
The card's that convoluted, it better be good. That's all I'm saying.
I know, right? This card does nothing with 15 lines of text. Oh no! It's Claret Sword Dragon. Sacred Tree Dragon, Rainbow Cycle Dragon. Auto, choose 2 normal units with the same card names from your drop zone and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. When this unit is put into your G-Zone face up, this is a G-Guard by the way, you'll pay the cost. If you do, turn this card face down. Cool.
Hey, repeatable G-Guards.
Yeah, why not? Seems good.
I mean, like, the problem is that Neonectar doesn't recur heals, so, like, what's the point?
Yeah. If you wanted to use this 15K again, I mean, I guess. It gives you more. I will say it gives you more options. You can run a bunch of different G-Guards now. You don't have to run 2 of one thing just so you can make sure you can use it twice.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like, putting normal units back into your deck isn't even a cost, because that's what Neonectar does, but unless you're playing Legion, you're not going to get those heals back, so it seems like kind of a waste.
I'm so done with these costs that aren't costs. Actually, not really. I think it's actually I think it's actually great. I think that the idea of expanding costs to things that aren't costs is kind of interesting, but it is kind of a weird dichotomy. Like it's one of those back in my day thing. Like back in my day,
we paid Counterblast 2 for one card.
On hit.
On hit. He's not wrong.
Back in my day, we had to hit a Vanguard, Counterblast 2, and drop a copy just to get a restand. Ziegenberg gets it because of whatever he feels like.
Hey, remember when we had to ride set 6 trial deck Garmor, and it was Counterblast 2 to search a card, and he got 5k if you had Limit Break. That was a good skill. That was amazing. I can swing.
Questionably one of the best one of the best gold paladins of the era.
It's true. All right, Plumeria Flower Maiden Charl. Auto, Rearguard Circle. This is great too. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Ranunculus in its card name, you may look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card with the same card name as any of your units from among them, to an open Rearguard Circle, and shuffle your deck. Bloom Auto Rearguard Circle. When your other unit with the same card name as this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, choose one of your Rearguards, and until end of turn, it gets power plus 4k and boost. This card is also free.
Yeah.
I like free.
So much free.
Top 7's pretty nice, but you have to find itself if you want the boost. And if you don't find itself, then that means that if you're calling it into an opener to get another attacker, then you have an open column on your other side of your field. And why do you have an empty column on your attack turn?
Yeah, that's kind of a problem. That is the cost of this. It has to be open. So something had to have happened to you, or you had another card that shuffled it away for some reason.
Yeah, so you're either looking, well, granted, you're either looking for a copy of itself, or you're looking for a copy of a grade 1 that's already on your field, and you're just putting in a booster slot. It's nice that it's free, but at the same time, it's not amazing. It feels like it's trying to fix something that shouldn't have been a problem to begin with.
I know, but it is nice to have backup plans. This could be one of those. It's not the worst card.
It's not bad.
I'd
take it.
You just wouldn't use it when you're winning, which is kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge thing, because any card I wouldn't use when I'm winning. I don't know, man. That's a weird thing to say, because any card I'm not going to use when I'm winning, not a card I want in my deck.
Good point. I mean, hey, you shouldn't use PGs when you're winning, right?
I don't use PGs. I'm totally kidding.
And you failed. You failed, Jose. Anyway, all right. Effect PG for Battle Sisters. Battle Sister Marmalade. Continuous Sentinel. Auto. Choose a card from your hand and discard it. When this unit is placed on guard circle from hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your units that is being attacked. This unit cannot be hit until the end of that battle. Surprises PG. If there is Battle Sister Marmalade in your drop zone and the number of cards in your hand is 3 or less, you may draw a card. Cool.
So the perfect card that we're using in Battle Sister right now is Battle Sister Chocolat, which is literally just the first half of this card. This card is strictly better. Hence, you run this card. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So this is one of those things. I wholeheartedly agree with Andrew. This is one of those things where because back in the day, the unflipped PGs were Vanguard only, and then everything else was so there was a debate, which is better, and it all depended on the matchups, and D-Police was a thing. But there is no situation where having Chocolat would be a better thing for you than having this, except for maybe budget. But that's the only reason you can ever use. Aside from that, this is the only PG. And not even for maybe the unflipped one if you're playing Susano and stuff, but even then, getting a free card is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like free cards.
Moving on up. Hey, it's Chrono Dragon Gear next. Surprise! It's that card that's totally Chrono Jet restricted, and Chrono Fake cries in the corner once again.
Guy!
Who's that guy? Check out my boy Black Triforce. I have no idea who this person is, but he makes great music. It's a triple R stride at Vanguard Circle. Once per turn, Generation Break 2, Soul Blast 1, and choose a face down card from your G zone with the same card name as this unit and turn it face up. This unit gets auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. At the end of the battle of this unit attacked, if you have a Gear Dragon Heart card, reveal up to 3 Zodiac Time Beast from your hand or rearguard circle in total. Yes, just reveal those rearguards. And put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you put 3 cards, stay in this unit, and it gets drive -2. And continuous, Vanguard Circle, Generation Break 4. During this unit's second battle, it gets power plus 10,000 and drive +1.
Okay, so here's the weird thing. So it says reveal up to 3 Zodiac Time Beasts from your hand or rear guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that in actual play? Do you like look at this nice shiny Zodiac Time Beast on my rear guard?
That is
You
precisely what you do.
Pretty
there are
much.
2 more in my hand. I just think it's really funny the way Bushiroad phrases cards always humors me. Like reveal, like look at the board. In case you hadn't noticed, it says Zodiac Time Beast.
Look at the board. Now look at me. Now look at these Zodiac Time Beasts in my hand. My gear next is restanding. Drive +1. Old Spice.
The thing is, like, did they really need another restander? I don't know.
I mean, the power creep is coming.
Drive.
Yeah. Power creep is coming. I mean, next stage only costed Counterblast 1, and this card doesn't even have a Counterblast cost. You just buffed History Maker. That's all you did here, is you buffed History Maker. No card didn't.
Oh, that's true. It's just
History Maker. And now GG is unplayable. Oops.
It's a nerf to header around is what it is because of Soul Blast cost.
Aha! You got him there.
Nah, they're still good. They're gonna run that. They're gonna run that head around to the day they die. They would rather keep next stage and run head around than get rid of head around to run this. I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
That cat is dumb and it ruined my life. I don't have a job. I'm homeless.
It's why there's not on camera today.
Vanguard cards ruined Jose's life again. Cat Butler had a child and came back for Jose's booty.
I'm allergic to cats. I hate that cat.
All right. I'm not even gonna bother reviewing the Neo Nectar Lemon. I don't even want to know what that is. I didn't see it when it came out, and it is now leaving my site. Goodbye. All right. That good stuff. All right.
It's a quintet wall, so let's not talk about it.
The card that made Keith scream out of joy. Eradicator Dragonic Descendant Sigma. It is a grade 3. Auto, Vanguard Circle, counterblast 1 card with Eradicator in its card name. When your G unit with Eradicator in its original card name strides, you pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Vanguards until end of turn. It gets power plus 10,000, and Auto Vanguard Circle, when this unit stands, it gets drive plus 1. Auto Rearguard Circle, once per turn, Generation Break 1. Counterblast 1 and choose a card from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle, that this unit attacked the Vanguard. If the attack did not hit, you pay the cost. If you do, stay in this unit. Before you say anything, I want you to understand, this card is actually a stride break with one of potentially the most broken effects that could ever come off of anything Break Ride themed. And it's a descendant on the Rearguard Circle. It said, I'm going to give you everything except a back rub. But who needs a back rub when your opponent is dying across the table from you? Look at this. This card does everything. Everything. You get a restanding rearguard that also gives your Vanguard 10k and drive plus 1. For counterblast what?
This is the descendant people wanted. This is the big daddy they've been waiting for. This is the card that you guys cannot complain because this is Papa Boy right here. This is everything you wanted and then a bowl of sugar. Because like when people saw Zillion, they were like, I'm incredibly disappointed. But Zillion and this, don't double charge me for that.
All right. No, this card is amazing. Imagine.
That's all you got to do is just let it hit.
Imagine the sweet memes. I want you to think about that. Franz, I know you're out there. You're already making plans. He's already rubbing his hands together like, case for set 12, here it comes.
No, this is Murakami is becoming very dangerous. I mean,
both builds are dangerous.
I mean, Vanquisher got a serious beef, and it's a threat. And not that it wasn't that much of a threat before. Like, I'm actually getting scared for my boys, the Paladins. They're actually in a threat zone now. Because, like, I played Keith at Nets. The man destroyed me. He questioned my entire livelihood.
How does it feel, Jose? How does it feel?
What are you really doing with these 16 crits, Jose? Tell me. Why don't you sit over there?
I was playing Blasters, and I still got decimated.
Jose, why don't you take the seat and put your deck on the table? You little bitch.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so, and the rear guard skill, like you said, Ryan, like the rear guard skill that's descended. Like, could you imagine if we had told Keith, if we had told him, we had been like, yo, Keith, you see this card descended? You like it, right? And he was like, yes, I'll say I love it. And I'd been like, imagine this skill, but on the rear guard.
Yo. It's just like, you just look at old Descendant, throw him away. It's you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Descendant, like, oh, that's not bad. Descendant Sigma. Oh, we lost.
Oh, no. This card is perfect. There is nothing wrong with this card. And it even brought back our boy Caster. Fire Pillar Eradicator Caster. Grade 1. Auto. CB1. When this unit is discarded from hand for the cost of stride, you can pay the cost. If you do, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 grade 3 or greater card with Eradicator and its card name from among them. Put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. And continuous hand. When you are paying the cost for stride, if you have a Vanguard with Eradicator and its card name, this card gets grade +2. They get a custom stride fodder for Eradicators. Because why not?
Like, okay, here, CB1, let's just get another card into hand for next turn. That's great.
I love how all of these things are almost just better Conros. Like, can I have a custom stride fodder for Overlord now, please?
The only problem I'm thinking with this card personally is going to be just CB, the sheer CB cost that this deck is already incurring.
Oh yeah,
yep,
is pretty high. But I mean, you do a turn of this, you do a turn of Zillion, then you go into Conquest, and then you shut a man up. That's what you do. I don't know if that's what you do.
But
that's
you just threw 7. You just shot like 7 drive checks at this man. Like there was nothing he can do. Or is it you can do like 8 drive checks if you do the sweep meme with it. Like
sweep memes.
Oh my god. Make him stop. Make him go away.
Sweet memes.
All right, that's enough. That's enough hugging Narukami. I mean, it gets all the support it deserves. And this is just Bushi saying Eradicators will never have support ever again. This is it. This is what you get. We blew our load. Here we go.
Either that or it's saying, well, we're ending Vanguard. Here's everything you ever wanted. No, I'm kidding.
No. Is that what winter means? Is winter coming? All right. Moving on to Grade 1. Prosperity Maiden Diane for Neonectar RR. Continuous rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with Ranunculus in its card name or the Bloom ability, this unit gets power plus 1,000. Continuous rearguard circle. Resist. That's neat. That's really, you just get an 8K. An 8K with a skill. Back in my day, our 8Ks didn't have skills, and everybody got one.
That's a double R?
Double R, yeah. And it's shiny for Andrew. All right. Bloom, auto, rearguard circle once per turn, generation break 1. When your other unit with the same card name as this unit is placed on rearguard circle, this unit gets power plus 10,000 until end of turn. And at the end of your turn, you may pay Soul Blast 1 if you do put this unit into your hand. Ooh. Oh, it's at the end of your turn. I was like, can you battle combo this with the grade 2 we also saw? No, you cannot.
No, you cannot.
It's
okay. It gives you the power lines that Neonectar didn't really need because it already had power lines. It really just needs a way to get multi-attacks, so this doesn't give it to them.
All right, well, I have nothing to say about Neonectar, so let's go on to our other the boys are back in town moment. Supremacy Dragon, Claret Sword Dragon Revolt.
No!
I'm just going to mad money.
He is not the best Shadow Paladin player. He is not the best Shadow Paladin player. Kanzaki can go die in a fire. He lost the Chrono, he would have lost the Ren too. Man's garbage. Let's go on.
Ren will always be the best. Anyway, so auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. I'm sorry. Auto Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1. When your unit strides, you can pay the cost. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your deck until 2 grade 1 cards are revealed. Call a card to Rearguard Circle. Put a card from your hand from among those grade 1 cards. If there is 1 grade 1, you only perform the call. Okay. So you basically reveal cards on the top of your deck until you find 2 grade 1s. Then you call 1 to the board, and the other one gets put in your hand, and then you shuffle. And if you for some reason you only have 1 grade 1, you only call it.
Well, that's to say if you reveal the first card and it's a grade 1, then you just call it and you don't perform the shuffle.
No. It's the way it is that if you only have 1 grade 1 left in your deck, you reveal your entire deck, and then you call that 1 grade 1 to the field, and you shuffle your deck.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Gotta verify. And auto, Vanguard Circle Generation Break 2. When this unit is attacked, choose one of your grade 1 rear guards and you may move it to guard circle if you do. And you do not have any rear guards. This unit gets power plus 2k until end of turn. That restriction is unnecessary and bad.
Keith and I were talking about this. This card is bad.
It's not great.
This is not what Claret Sword needed. Pseudo Crossride is cool, except you have to move a unit, and it has to be the last one on your field. So that means the first 11k that pings you, well, it's...
Well, I don't know about that, because like, how many dudes do you have left after your turn? Because like, I mean, Claret Sword's the deck that retires dudes, so it's like old school Shadow Paladins. So like, they should only have like one dude left at the end of the turn. It's not like well, at least when I played Luard against Luard and stuff, they had more dudes. Sometimes they had more dudes, but like when I remember playing against Claret Sword or Diablo and stuff like that, like they didn't have dudes. If I was lucky, they had a dude, maybe two dudes, but that was it. And so like, to me, the skill makes sense given what that deck does.
I mean, sure, but essentially what you've done here is you've taken the Gold Paladin skill and given it to Shadow Paladin. What exactly was the point? The Gold Paladin skill wasn't that good to begin with. It's okay, but it doesn't feel right in Shadow Paladins.
I give this card a C+. Yeah. You tried, but you didn't make it.
2 out of 5. Try harder next time.
2 out of 5 from Andrew. All right, Jose. What different rating system will you use?
I'm gonna give it a smiley face and a plus beside the smiley face.
Oh, smiley plus, high praise from Jose.
Smiley plus.
Good
It's not a
job on
smiley
the
face.
assignment, Claret Sword.
It's not a double smiley face with an exclamation point, but it tried.
Whoa. Okay, I need to know more about your rating system and find out how I rank on this.
Frowny face with a question mark. See me after class.
All right. Supremacy True Dragon Claret Sword Helheim. Triple R. Stride. Auto. Vanguard. Oh no. Oh no. Terrible things happened. I lost the spoilers, guys. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh no.
I got it. True Supremacy Dragon Claret Sword Helheim.
I failed.
Auto. Vanguard. Choose a face down card from your G zone with the same name, so Persona Flip. When a card with the Sentinel ability or G Guardian is placed in the opponent's Guardian circle, or when this card attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to the same number of grade 1 or less cards as the number of face-up cards in your G zone. Call them to separate rear guards and shuffle your deck. That's what it says.
What's the point of this card?
Turbo. Yeah.
Sword breaker. Time to get them draws.
I guess it turbos, but like either you G guard or it hits, like, or perfect guard. It's not. You're only going to get one trigger of this guy, right?
Well, I mean, you could technically get 2 if they put down a G guard and you get over it. Yeah.
Or if they put down double G guard, I guess. But he doesn't even gain power, right?
No, he does not gain power from this.
What's the point of this card?
You can multi-attack it at the very least because it doesn't say separate open, it just says separate. So yeah, you can Sword Breaker, you can call the dude from your deck that's a grade 1. Well, I think we're thinking Dark Saga, which is Diablo only. I think there's another one that also does that. So there are a couple cards you can fetch with this. It's okay.
It's a good finish.
I'm pretty sure Claret Sword.
Yeah, they just got one.
Claret Sword has some dudes that get power and stuff.
Oh.
Okay.
Like in its archetype. In its very, very low archetype.
I mean, it seems like a reasonable pseudo finisher if you don't have GB8. It's like, all right, stride 3, no counterblast available for some reason. Go into this, swing 7 times or swing 5 times. Seems okay.
Yeah, so they have Drag Quartz Dragon, which is a grade 1, and it says when it's placed on, this is from BTO4, when it's placed on rear guard, if you have a grade 3 or greater unit with Claret Sword in its card name, choose up to one of your vanguards, and that unit and this unit gets power plus 3k. So that's 10k right there. And then if you call 2 of those in one column, 20k line. Not that I'm saying like, ooh, 20k lines, but I mean it is multiple attacks.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't make this card strong enough. That's my inclination here. Is like you could have given the grade ones like 5k each and made it once per turn. You could have given them 2k each and called it a day. You know, so you can at least call Swordbreaker and I don't know, like the Eagle that's an 11k on swing.
Yeah,
you could have
2K
given him
is
something.
fair.
You could have thrown him a bone here, but you didn't. And I don't know like where the power is hidden on this card or if there even is any to find. I do enjoy the fact that that you can pretty much get the skill off regardless and continue to flip things and maybe get to GB8 faster, but still that's about all this card is good for, and you could have just made a different card to do that. This feels like kind of B-.
I really think that this card is their attempt at making a multiple attack deck in Shadow Paladins. Because someone was saying use this as a first stride. You're never going to go into this as your first stride.
No, you'll never. You will run 2 of this in your stride zone, and you'll go to this 3rd stride.
You always go to Urgeyser, your first stride. Always. He's your daddy. Or Doomed. You go to Doomed, or you go to this, or you go to Classic Urgeyser. Those are your 2 daddies. That's your home. That's where you live. That's almost every Shadow Paladin deck since Urgeyser was dropped. You go to Urgeyser first. That's where you live. And then, by the time you get to this, you're probably going to get to call 4 dudes if they PG it /Sentinel. This is a finisher. This is to say, oh, he had just enough cards to guard. I'm going to drop a board of dudes, and I'm going to end his life with pokes. That's what I'm thinking.
The other big thing about this.
Oh, wait, a finisher in Shadow Paladins.
Yeah, imagine that. That's not GB8.
Or PBD.
Yeah.
Or Spectral Duke.
Hey, I never said that they're lacking in finishers. I'm just saying this is another one.
Well, consider this, right? If you're swinging at them and they PG or they G guard you, you're like, haha, I'm going to thin my deck of 5 grade 1s that aren't triggers. That's good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the deck, I mean, we dismissed it just because we don't understand it. But I think that the deck has some hidden value. I mean, because the thing is, there are going to be some people who build this. That's just how people are. And I think that, look, I dismissed Clarence Sword the first time I ever started the deck, and the deck wasn't terrible. Like when it first came out. Like I was like, oh, I mean, I still beat it, but it wasn't terrible. And I thought it was. So I say that don't misjudge it. I think that we'll see some surprises.
Do I need to fear this is the only question I ever care about? Does this kill me? I mean, in the right circumstances, maybe.
It's decent.
B.
It feels like a very fair card in a meta that is slightly past fair at this point.
By the way, here's Gears next. He's a restander, gets 10k and 5 checks. There you go. Yeah.
But it's not free.
If this card had said something like, okay, Ryan's effect prediction time. Now that they're saying like when your opponent calls a Sentinel or G Guardian, it would be cool if a card got an extra drive. Like if you got an extra drive when like someone dropped a Sentinel on him, then that'd be a great card. You're like, oh, suddenly you used your value to stop mine. I get an extra drive. Sweet.
I don't think that's actually better than calling 5 non-triggers out of your deck, though.
I mean, like, and that? Why can't I have an and here?
That would be busted.
Is like
they need busted. Their deck doesn't exist. This makes their deck try.
I mean, I think that this is the first. Well, I don't know. Let's move on. I mean, the deck is. It's a thing. It's a thing. Let's just.
It was thing.
It's a fine card.
Pulsar Spearhead Unicorn, because we had to almost end on a Chronojet support. Continuous Rearguard Circle Generation Break 1. If you have a Vanguard with Chronojet in its card name, this unit gets power plus 2,000 and Auto Rearguard Circle Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can pay the cost. If you do, look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of your Zodiac Time Beast units. Call up to 1 Zodiac Time Beast with a different card name from this unit to Rearguard Circle from among them, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order, and he is his ATB himself.
There we go.
So he's an 11k, and he can call you an extra dude. Actually, yeah, he just calls you an extra dude.
Yeah.
They had a lot of search your deck for the same number of stuff this set. I think that was like a common theme here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's Royals now.
It was.
Everybody is Royals now.
Poopy.
All right.
I'm gonna get that Kagura treatment where I'm like, oh, I guess calling dudes is just what everyone does now.
And we'll do the Naru G guard for no reason. Spiritual Wisdom Creator Brahma. He's a G guard, single R. Auto, choose 2 cards with different grades from your drop zone and bind them face up. When this unit is placed on guard circle, you pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets shield plus 10k until end of turn, until end of the battle. Do not play this in the mirror. But otherwise, this card is just better than your crappy G guard that you already kind of sort of run.
Hey man, for plus 10k, it's a lot easier than some other plus 10ks.
Really?
Like,
Plot maker?
okay, I said it's easier, not the easiest. Plot Maker is the easiest, but I mean, it's questionably better than the first D-Police one. It's better than Androgyous, which you have to keep your 2 dudes on board. And if you're playing against Narukami, Kaguro, or really anybody else, they're just going to kill you, one of your rear guards, and then Androgyous is useless to you. Yep. And you have to call on Marin, which is a CB, which is an expensive resource, or you have to use well, not Marin, Assault, which is CB1, or you have to use Marin. I'm just saying that in terms of, I mean, even the Cray Elemental requires dropping a card. I mean, this is you're killing in the mirror. Yeah, don't do it. But in everywhere else, like, you can't complain that this isn't an easy way to get 10k to your unit.
All right, chat wants me to go back and read Morian Spear. Yes, we know this card exists. Morian Spear Dragon, continuous deck, Generation Break 1. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon, its card name, this card gets grade -1. Yeah, he's a grade 1 in the deck. Neat. So you can make actual lines with Helheim if you want to. Probably should. Yeah. That.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that all, this entire skill?
Well, no. When he's boosted, when he's boosted by a grade 1, he also gets an additional 5k.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it works in tandem.
It's actually
yeah, 21k line. It's actually really good.
It's not bad.
That's actually reasonably synergistic. I kind of like that. Get double, just get double 21k lines.
Yep, I think that's the purpose of its existence. So yeah.
All right. Spoilers.
I think it's time for. I think it's time for news. So let's talk some news here. So first thing on the news alert. Had it up here. Oh, so in the U.S., I think in the U.S., Link Joker has been pushed to December. So I'm sorry, you Link Joker players. We're just gonna have to wait till the end of the year before we get our nice toasty Link Joker stuff.
What are you hiding, Bush Road? Why do you want Link Joker to come out in December?
Winter is coming.
Tinfoil hat time. Everything's over. The whole world is ending. So in terms of other things, there are new sleeves coming out soon.
I know everything, Bushy Road. You can't hide anything from me. It's a government conspiracy.
There are new sleeves, including the Chrono. I mean the just saw Claret Sword, and then the clan for Melangalia, whatever how you say it.
What? The water one? Is that what you mean?
The water one. And then there's the team one for that one of the other 2 dudes from the anime. So I think Ziegenberg got his own sleeves too. So it's nice. We got images for some of these dudes. All I want to say is the Glendios one. The one I presume to be Glendios looks very spicy. And that's
like
about
Mr. Bulky CBD.
I think that's like Radon. I think it's like the 10k, the 12k attacker. I think is the new form of the 12k attacker.
Oh, you're gonna get a Radon retrain for Radon then?
I think it's like a new card, but it is Radon. It's like Radon like redo or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's Radon Prime.
There you go.
We'll see.
Aside from that, that's pretty much it for news. The biggest one was the pushback of the date. Sadly, I think that was pretty sad.
My deleters, no.
Andrew will have to save his money.
Here's the thing, though. The deleter image, I'm like, this looks like every deleter I've seen thus far. Like,
exactly.
All the deleters look the same.
They look exactly the same. They're spiky bug things.
Sometimes with skull faces.
So aside from that, that's pretty much it in terms of news. But the biggest news is, I guess we'll talk about, is basically the topic is let's go ahead and mount our discussion about ARG Nationals or the Invitational, however you want to talk about it. It was the National Invitational, whatever, the Philly tournament. First things first, round of applause for Andrew for getting top 32. The total number of players was approximately 118.
118. Yeah.
118. Tournament was pretty spicy. It was probably, I would say, and I think that to a certain degree, Ryan and maybe even Andrew will agree with me, probably one of the more higher competitive tournaments in terms of just decks played. I mean, I think, Andrew, didn't you play against like a ton of Luard?
No, that was Braxton.
Oh, yeah. Braxton played against a ton of Luard. I played a decent amount of Luard and a decent amount of Chrono Jet. Or Time Leap. What did you play? What about you, Ryan?
I played 3 Link Jokers, 2 Luards, a Victor, a Golds, and what was my last one? And Spikes.
Right. So I guess here's the question: what is the weirdest thing you played against that weekend?
Probably the fact that I ran into 2 CBDs in a row. That was interesting. I'm like, oh my god, why? Why did you do this?
My run was worse. I ran into the both 7Cs decks that were there, both of which top 16, and I ran into the no damage Glendios build that was also there.
Okay, I also ran into that no damage Glendios. I got mad respect for that man because that deck was surprisingly interesting. I was like, man, what a time to be alive. I completely decimated him because it was like, I'm the king of stall versus I'm the king of aggression. And then the weirdest, most obscure deck I played against outside of that was Musketeers. I played against Musketeers.
You almost lost.
I almost lost against Musketeers, but I gathered the strength and overcame. I guess we can talk about what we played real quick. So, Andrew, since you top, what did you play?
So I ran in with Pacifica because Pacifica has a great matchup against Luard and Gears, of which I faced 0 Gears and 1 Luard. I was very upset about that.
Did you
had the counter, but I never saw the plays.
Didn't get it. I wanted Braxton's bracket. Give me all the Luards.
And Ryan, what did you play?
I played Luard. Probably shouldn't have done that, but it was the best deck. So I was like, I'm going to play this. I'm going to be okay.
I mean, you practiced it. I mean, you weren't terrible with it.
It was more like my build probably wasn't aggressive enough. I got a lot of help with the deck afterwards, just like learning how to play it, because even that deck is very complicated, and I simply didn't have enough time to practice with it. I think I picked it up a month before the event, like immediately after I qualified in States, and I'm like, I'm not playing Gears anymore. I'm going to play this other deck that seems really good and I can never beat. So I did that, but it just continues the string of tournaments that Ryan plays with mixed results that he has no idea what's happening. I'm going to play this new deck because it's really good. Mixed results.
Kagero's coming back. Angel play Kagero.
That is true.
I'll win everything.
So I gave the Sanctuary Guard deck its final goodbye. The deck is retired from tournament play for me.
And your opponents put it in the ground.
Barring any substantial increase in that deck, I played it for 2 years now. I think I'm kind of done with it. I would like to see how games look past the second stride. Against the Luard player, I got past the second stride, and I was like, all right.
We're in uncharted territory, boys.
I was like, I've never been here before. Nah, that's
Samuel?
a joke. I was just like, I got through 3 strides against the guy, and like he killed me after my 3rd stride. But I was like, what am I gonna do if I gets back to me? Am I gonna use Outmile? Am I gonna use Finesse? What do I do here? I've never been
4 sync cards.
The rest of his toolbox just like gathering rust.
I was like, maybe I just dropped Saint Blow on him? I'm just kidding. I didn't have Saint Blow anymore. But I ran 16 crit, no PG, Sanctuary Guard Mean Dreams. The full aggression. And when it worked, oh my god, it was beautiful. But when it bricked, oh my god, was it sad.
Oh my god. Bricking was awful.
It was good. It was fun. So let's go back and recap the day. So the 3v3, me and Andrew on a team. Ryan was another one. Actually, besides, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. The staffing was pretty light on that day. I think me and Andrew can definitely agree to that.
Yeah, we had
the one judge that was there. He did his best, but there were definitely mistakes that were made.
His best was it's hard when you're just one judge. It's really hard, and your other judge doesn't play the game, and that's no fault of the judges. That's AOG's fault. Running 5 events at once is a little difficult, as you might imagine. Things do fall through the cracks.
But we had a lot of fun, and we almost made it. Me and Andrew almost made it.
If you guys hadn't dropped on us, our tiebreakers would have been better. We could have made top 4.
I don't know about all that.
I believe.
They were done. We were done. I was like, let me go trade. Let me go get your stuff.
So it was a good time. It was a fun time. And then let's talk about the second day. So let's go ahead, because a lot of people already talked about it in the chat. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Andrew talked to me if we should talk about it. So
we're not going to talk about it.
First of all, we didn't play in the circuit series, in the circuit event. There were 2 in tandem events that were ran on Friday. And this is going to be my end-all, be-all in regarding to this topic, and I hope I get the support of Ryan in this. Regardless of any situation, regardless of whatever happens, if you are not happy with a call from anybody, appeal to a head judge. That's why they exist. In any time that you do not feel comfortable, appeal to a head judge. If the head judge rules against you and you feel like you're in the wrong and it turns out you were in the wrong, then yeah, you be angry. But if you don't appeal to a head judge, I've got nothing to say to you. So always appeal to a head judge.
It's not something that a lot of people remember. We like to trust judges. They make mistakes. They are, in fact, human. One mistake does not make a bad judge. It is your responsibility as a player to take matters into your own hands as far as you can. That is the process. It is there to protect you. Please use it.
And remember that judges are not omnipotent. We're not standing around watching every single game simultaneously with our genius judge eyes that oversees the whole field. No, we don't know. All we know is what you tell us and what we see when we walk up to that board state. And so we can't just give game losses based on something that we see. No, like that's what the warning system is for. Warning system, 2 warnings, get a game loss. If something is weird, always call a judge. If you don't call a judge, we just don't know about it. That's all it boils down to.
And then if that judge if you feel like that judge is incorrect, appeal to the head judge. That's why there is a tier of judges. That's why there are assistant judges, and that's why there is a head judge. You have to appeal to the head judge. Now, events at this scale in tandem is a difficult task, and maybe there should have been more staffing to address that. But as far as the national as far as the invitational go, it ran smoothly, it ran on time, and I never ran into any judge issues. And as far as that went, I didn't see any judge issues in the invitational.
I had to call a judge a couple of times. One ruling was technically in my favor and ended up being wrong, so my opponent could have appealed to a head judge. It didn't actually change the outcome of the game whatsoever, and that's very lucky for him. I still won. But, again, it's your responsibility, and you still need to call a judge. They are right most of the time. Don't judge them by the, however much percent this one complicated instance of Vanguard, that doesn't define their career.
Always appeal. always appeal. If you
I'm
feel iffy,
I'm adding emphasis.
always do the thing. Always do the thing. I'm doing the same thing that Ryan's doing. He knows me because I'm actually doing it. Yeah. So back to the actual tournament. It was well run. As far as the invitational went, it was fun. Everyone had a good time. 7Cs somehow scrounged victory again, usurped its throne upon the world of Vanguard.
I should have killed it. I got matched into both, and I just didn't know how to play against it. I blame myself.
Clearly, one of us should play 7Cs for the matchup data.
Yeah. Needed the practice.
And the free wins.
I mean, and honestly, that speaks a lot to the potency of the deck. There were 2 7Cs. They both made it their way up. Clearly, we can't deny the potency of the deck. The deck is especially in the hands of a competent player. Never judge the power of a deck and a competent player, and he ran it all the way up. I mean, the Victor player was also, I think Ryan and I ran into the same Victor player. That man could play Victor in his sleep.
I did not run into the top 16 Victor player, I don't think.
Oh, I did. And then he was a fan. Hello, Victor player. And he put me to sleep. And then he told me he was honored to play. He was like, man, you just put me to bed. Like, I'm dead.
Tuck me in, give you a kiss on the forehead.
Like, tell me a lullaby story, because I'm going to sleep. It was a really good game. And as always, I will also say that Ryan, myself, Andrew, even though Andrew's newer than everyone else, Ryan and I had a great time meeting fans, talking to you, signing copious amounts of stuff. We're always honored to do that kind of stuff. And you guys make us feel so happy. And you guys really keep us motivated to continue doing this, because there are days where Vanguard gives us stuff and we don't want to do it anymore. And there are the days where they give us stuff to keep going. And meeting you guys and you guys saying that we made your game better or we helped you understand something, it just makes us feel good inside.
So yeah, individual tournament reports. How did you guys do? Did you have any tough matchups? Anything really interesting? I mean, I guess we were talking about
anytime my deck bricked was a tough matchup. Anytime it didn't brick was not a tough matchup.
I learned a lot about Luard. It's very much true that if you do not ride Luard, you just lose the game. I figured out that I'm not very good at the grade 2 game, or at least I need to relearn how to play that, because it's been so long since I've actually had to do that and creatively use 10Ks to get my victory. But Fadla is not a kind mistress, and you should not ever rely on her to get the job done.
It's like riding the main. Just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do that.
I have to relearn and retrain my brain and body to always remember to put Wingle into the soul and get that darn search.
Did you not do that?
Because I messed it up in crucial because I'm too busy thinking about okay, what am I gonna do once I stride, or how am I gonna make sure he doesn't stride? And then I'm too busy, and he'll be like, okay, no guard, I'll be crit. And I'm like, next time. I'm like, dang it, Wingle needs to go home. So I messed it up in key aspects. I learned that the cat is dumb and ends Saint Guard plays before they even get to do anything. I had this perfect board against Henry Doe. He's a really good player. He topped all 3 nats. And I had 2 Blaster Blades, 2 Flogels, and a Bark. I was sitting on the best columns. And then he goes head around. I'm like, all right, what's he going to do? He's going to get rid of one of my columns. He's going to get rid of the other one. And he pops a Flogel. And I'm like, this man is a smart man. He pops the Flogel. And then I don't get a Flogel back. And then
10K.
And then he's got the cat, so he gets the plus 10K. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I got 26K lines, but they're worthless to me now.
What did I play against? So over the course of the tournament, I lost to both 7Cs and Glendios, which are the only 3 decks that I faced that I didn't practice against in any shape or form. So the conclusion I can draw is, if I practice against a deck and know how to beat it, I won't lose to it. Because I beat Luard. I ground Luard into the dust. Completely, it demolished the guy. I beat Hellhard 8 on the back of a Miracle Heal, but I beat them nonetheless. I beat Gold Paladin somehow. And was that on? Oh yeah, and I got a buy. There was one more that I won against. Oh yeah, and some random blaster dude that just didn't stand a chance, so.
Oh, one thing I did like, I had the nicest game with the Glendios player. Me and him were just like talking about like old Vanguard stuff. He says, "Oh, Wingle Brave, I haven't seen that guy in ages." I'm like, "I know, man. Look
We
at
haven't seen
him. He's a
Glendios
dog."
in ages.
And I'm like, "Dude, you're playing Glendios? This is spicy memes." And then he drops a Legion Rare Photon. I'm like, "I got those too." And then like, I'm like, "But dude, I gotta end your life." And he's like, and he drops Freedsway, and I hit him for 2 crits, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm dead." And I'm like, "What are you gonna do?"
Let's see. I got to not play Vanguard for my first 3 matches because I ran into CBD, and then Messiah. So I was like, great! I just never do anything in my deck. So I beat the first CBD player in time, and the second CBD player we tied in time, as I wasn't able to kill him on a crucial turn. And was that a timer scam game? No, he actually was able to kill me on his last turn because I also he ended the game with 1 card in deck because he was able to paradigm shift back in because he otherwise would not have been able to attack with Vanguard. And I'm like, no, he had the paradigm shift. Oh, why? And then he just actually beat me. Yeah. So so we tied that game. Messiah's I beat, and then I played against. I think I then played against Deluard and took my first loss in time. Or no, he actually just beat me pretty handily, I think. And let's see. Then I played against Golds and Victor, and I beat both of those. And then I went into round 7 against Anthony Oliver, who's like the Shadow Master from around here. And I'm like, oh no! And him and I just played a best of 1 where we both went through our GB8s, and I'm like banking on a 33% chance to win this game until I realized it was a 0% chance. He was swinging at me with 4 cards in deck, and I'm like, okay, as long as he doesn't hit all 3 triggers, I'm good. And he says, but there are 4 triggers, and I'm like, oh no! Then he killed me, and I died. It was awful. And then he just told me a lot about the deck and how to convert into something more aggressive, and then I just died to Hellheart 8 because Hellheart 8 doesn't cost anything, and I didn't know that.
But let's go ahead. Andrew, show us the map.
All right. So here's the map.
The top 32. You got top 32, so you got an official map.
Yep, it's a real one.
And then the Circuit Series immediately after gets a better map.
A better map, yeah. I don't know what they did to Olivia on here. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Not at all. Take it easy.
I kind of like it, to be honest.
See, you're the only one. We talked about this.
All right, I'm going to turn on my camera because I got to show you the real map that everyone should have got when they were there.
Yeah.
Oh, the spicy.
In case if you guys were wondering, I also did a video on this, I think, on one of the On the Roads. I'm going to turn on my camera so you can see my face. By the way, I shaved, so be ready for that.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's shaved Jose.
Show me. Oh, there it is. Ah!
Oh,
right.
What is this? What is this? What happened?
So as you know, ARG has their own company that they bought called Arthelion, I believe is what it's called, Orthelion. And so like Spellground-esque mats. And so I picked up this one for my personal collection. It's probably the mat you will see me play on the most. I love our Team Absolution mat. I've played on it for years now. But oh my gosh, this mat is so nice.
And Jose has lagged out.
Are they seeing it?
No. I am seeing you looking like you're sneezing. There we go. All right.
You gotta hold the mat up, yeah.
Hold the mat up. Hopefully it'll freeze where you want it to. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's moving. Got a few frames a second. 1 frame a second? What is that?
Jose, you gotta talk to get the camera on you.
Did they see it now? Because I think they do.
Yeah. Let's see the Dragonic Overlord part.
Overlord. And then on the other side, because it's a 2-player mat, but I'm only showing you half at a time. And then the other side is my boy Blaster Blade. This mat amazing to play on. And it feels nice. And that Blaster Blade art is probably, if that Blaster Blade art was on a card, I'd buy that card. And I already have 8 Blaster Blades. So like that's ridiculous.
Let's say it's over. It's done. Turn off the camera.
You're dead.
And I'm turning off the camera.
Jose's internet sucks.
Yeah, we're not talking FPS here. We're talking F per M.
Maybe 30 frames a minute, maybe. Boy, lag. Hey, Labout.
Go ahead and say something, Ryan. Go ahead and talk, camera.
All right. Well, see, Jose bought knockoff anime Spellground. Anyone want to buy Spellground? I have an extra. I got you. Give you an extra.
Yeah. No, you want my mat?
It does look
$90
like a really cool looking mat.
Okay, yeah, it was a limited edition mat. It was white and it looks so amazing. Some people got the red and black one, and it looks nice, but you can't really see the design. But the Blaster Blade one is really nice.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them. They had like Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. They had Goku versus Beerus. They had a bunch of good stuff. I mean, they looked really nice. And they were V4 fabric, which if you're not a Spellground nerd, means that they're pretty okay. Better than V3. Maybe, depending on your taste, is okay as V2. V2 is like probably the best, unless you're like V1, which is like heavenly, apparently. They're also really ridiculously expensive because they're so old.
Yeah, definitely.
Apparently not that hard to make your own Spellground type mats, I guess.
They're like really nice table setting, like cloth mats, but you play cards on them instead.
Hey. Yeah, pretty much. They're like Naga hide or something. Jesse told us. Maybe we'll Team Absolution Spellgrounds. Hey.
No, probably not.
Rip.
Whoa. There's a hotly debated topic right now.
What's
On the
that?
chat. Number 1, Braxton's still the best player on the team. Sorry, Andrew. Number 2, and more importantly, he is the 6th Ranger, but he's like the 6th Ranger that like in like the later seasons. He's not Tommy. He's not the Green Ranger. Sorry, Andrew. You're not Tommy. You're not the Green Ranger. You're not the White Ranger either. You're not Tommy. You could be like the Gold Ranger from Zeo. You could be Jason. It's okay. I will allow this.
Braxton's the best player on the team at any time except Nats, where he always dies to his bad matchups.
Yes.
If Braxton has a bad matchup, he will see it 3 times, and I will see positively none of my bad matchups.
Yeah, just like me, except he took all of my good matchups. Give me Braxton's bracket.
Just switch ID tags.
No, I'll say it straight up. Like, I play test against Braxton. Like, he's my practice partner on CFA, and he sees the combos, and he can actually react to them a lot faster than I do. I have to practice them. I actually have to figure out what I'm going to do ahead of time. No, Braxton just sees it, and he's like, this is what you do. And I'm like, shit, he got me. Every time.
So aside from that, I think it's time to get into the all in all last words about Nats. Positive experience, negative experience, neutral experience. For me, positive. I had a great time with my friends. I had a great time in the tournament. I had a great time meeting fans. Ryan.
I got everything on our wants list. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm the best trader in the whole wide world. Woo-hoo. Except Dom. Praise Dom.
Dom's pretty good.
Dom is best.
And his foil marker thingies.
Go ahead, Andrew. What you got?
Yeah, I had a great time. Aside from queuing into both 7Cs, I took Pacific up to a top 32 finish at least, so that was cool. Learned that 8 rounds of Vanguard is probably too much Vanguard. I got real tired by the end of that. But it was a good time overall. I had a lot of fun there.
We bought Switches, and Braxton ate a 1-pound burger. It was amazing.
Yeah, Braxton ate a 1-pound burger. We found 4 Switches randomly at a Target. Andrew says he was tired, but he played like 3 more matches when we got back in the hotel. So I don't know what the heck he's talking about.
So did Keith and Braxton, although they scrubbed out early, so whatever.
I still want to do a relay fight. I still haven't done a relay fight since Atlanta that one time where I took on all 3 opponents at the same time, and I want those glory days back.
Live the dream. Live the dream. All right. Rev up some hashtag Ask Absolutions, and then I got a little thing for you guys. So you do your thing.
All
Team
right.
Abs will top next year when we have Kagero back. Brax and I only need Kagero.
Oh, I'm still trying Pacifica versus Kagero, and it's sad, boys. It's less good of a matchup.
Hashtag Ask Absolution. Should I buy an ARG Invitational mat? No. Go buy the ARG Circuit Series one that has Drag Strider Reward on it, because that mat is spicy.
Exactly. The Invitational mat does not really look good, and it's also really flimsy. It feels like a Bushiroad mat, but like almost lower quality even. So don't get it. Get the circuit mat.
Hashtag Ask Absolution from Eternal. All right, Jose, you start on this one. What is your favorite part of being a Vanguard personality?
Oh wow, that's a weird one. Probably honestly meeting the fans. It's always a weird feeling. Every once in a while, it happens where like I'll sign a card, and I always am like, wait, do you really want me to sign this? So like one of them was like Heavenly Decree Outmile, which is like the second Outmile, and I was like, look, man, like this card could actually see value again, and the minute I write on it, it's probably gonna go down in value because it's unplayable. And he's like, nah, man, totally okay with it. And so like when I sign cards or when I play people and they're like, it's been an honor playing you, like my friends play me and they're like, you suck. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But like these guys will play me and they have a good time. And I mean, they say it obviously endearing because I tell Ryan and Braxton they suck on a daily basis. And so it's just great to see. We started this channel. This is how I ended. So like Ryan wasn't on the channel in the beginning, neither was Andrew, but me, Braxton, Jorge, and then Nate were on camera in the beginning. And we started with 32 subscribers and we're above 6,000. And never in my life did when we start the thing at 32 subscribers did I ever believe we would hit 6,000. I would have been happy if we hit 8,000 and people kind of listen to the things I said and they're like, oh, they're kind of funny sometimes. But no, like people heard us out, and it's always amazing to hear people say like, "Oh, you really helped me understand the concept of the secondary market," or "You really spoke truth to the fact that buyouts are bad." By the way, buyouts are bad. It was just an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing to be a voice of a community, whether you think I am or I'm not. Ryan,
I think my favorite part about being a personality is how much weight our matches carry. I do love playing against our fans and trading with them, getting to know who they are, and really listening to what they want to hear about. For example, I'm talking in the chat right now with JZ Leo 100, who says, I really want to know more about guarding. Could you guys talk about that, since I really listened to your tips and how you see this game? And Helmut is not good at Tournament Master. And just stuff like that. It was getting that feedback and hearing like, this is what I want to see. This is what matters to me. Could you talk about that? You are the voice of the community to me. Can you give us that information? So, and I also, of course, love betting against fans with my Doombringer Griffins and doing that sort of thing. So really having people recognize who I am is a very cool thing. It's like you can become a minor celebrity doing anything now. And it's really cool that we got to have that experience too, for something that we love doing together.
Andrew, you've been on the team Lotus Wild, so you've been inducted into this world, I guess. How does it feel to be thrown into the world of Vanguard YouTuberism?
So I've been behind the scenes on Team Absolution for several years now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But only been formally inducted recently as officially part of the team. So I don't really have many sort of fan stories so far. But I'm actually a bad person. So my favorite part of being a Vanguard personality now is being like, oh, it's Team Absolution. I love you guys. You're great. And then I stomp them into the ground. You're like,
well,
die.
I like how I was halfway between Jose and Andrew's answers. Like, I enjoy playing against our fans. But I also love the community aspect. Andrew's like, I love crushing our fans.
It's like, you see us, you aspire to us, get as good as us, then you can crush us. But until then, bye-bye now.
Apparently,
it'll happen. Victor's player. That Victor player educated me. I was like, oh,
yeah,
stop,
there's
please.
some great players out there.
He tucked you and read you a bedtime story.
So Sentai King asks, hashtag Ask Absolution, is there anything you would recommend beyond bringing beyond decks and supplies for regionals or any major tournament?
Your trades.
I like to bring
your trades, people. How are you going to be at the national tournament and not have your extra stuff on you? Like, come on. Bring your stuff.
I was going to say trades, I guess. Also, I always carry like hand sanitizer with me just because like I get kind of nervous when I play for a long time and like that dries out your hands, so it keeps you good in the game. Plus, not to mention, you don't know, like touching other people's binders. You know, this is how, like, I've gotten sick after going to tournaments before just because there's a lot of people there. So And I remember one time I went to the doctor. I'm like, hey man, I'm not feeling well, and they were like, oh, well, we should probably test you for, it was like flu season. Like, we might test you for the flu. Have you been anywhere with a lot of people? And I'm like, actually, I have.
Right now. He's like a 2-minute walk away.
I'd say you got to bring a bottle of water. Like bring water, at least a bottle. Usually there's water fountains there, but so you can fill it up. But you need water. Tournaments are long, and you will get dehydrated over the course of a day. So you need a way to get rehydrated without having to trudge all the way to the water fountain and back every single time, or worse, buying a bottle of water every 3 hours.
Yeah, and I would say bring snacks. Snacks are good. Food is expensive. Just bring enough to get you to the tournament, just some carbs or something, just to get you there. Because you'll want a 1-pound burger afterwards. Let Brax tell you about that.
Oh yeah, Brax. No, you will like crash closer to the end of the day. Everybody starts making mistakes closer to the end, and essentially whoever manages to struggle all the way to the end without making more mistakes is going to be the person that tops.
Yeah.
And don't forget your Schroeder mask.
So Ryan, what cards do you recommend picking up? What cards do you recommend picking up? What's Mad Money with Ryan saying today?
It's time for Mad Money. Mad Money. Hello. All right. So, Mad Money with Ryan today says, you should probably be picking up solid strides for any clan coming out in set 12 or 13. You kind of already missed the boat on 12. That ship has kind of sailed. Vanquishers and VMAXs are already bought out. Anything else from set 12, like you don't need any gear strides. Gear stuff from set 11. It might actually still be cheap because it's still on pre-order on Ideal 808. Recommend picking up that stuff as gears, ZTB gears is especially going to be good. And hey, you get 4 GR Avenir Phoenixes for $30. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. No way that card's going to be less than $750 when the hype hits. So there's that. I picked up some Black Seraph Gavrails. I think they're going to be pretty nice coming up, considering there's going to be more Gavrail support, and Black Seraph Gavrail is a really great card. Yeah. Also, if you want to make a cheap investment, mostly anything Fighters Collection for any clans that are going to be strong coming up is a pretty good investment, as prices have already jumped on a good number of GB8s and G-Guards. For example, Royal G-Guards are for some reason $10. I don't know why, but they are. Blazing Burst is back up to $12 when he went down to 3 or 4 when the bubble burst and all like the Fighters Collection stuff flooded the market, and that was really bad. But now the Fighters Collection is kind of steeped out, and everyone's just kind of sitting on all their Fighters Collection stuff. It's actually a pretty healthy market. So I recommend picking up anything New Batama, maybe even going out a little further into set 13, set 12, and looking at maybe the Shadow stuff, maybe the Aquaforce stuff, maybe the Angel stuff. I picked up a few Angel things. So I would say Fighters Collection and any strides that haven't already been bought out or aren't already $25 are pretty good investments. And anything you can get your hands on if you find some cheap photons, grab them. Because I don't know what's coming for CBD, but it's going to be nasty, and there's almost no way Photon isn't going to be played.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine a card better than Photon. We talked about this at lunch. So that's my thing. If you can get your hands, whether it be trade fodder, whether it's buying old trial decks on clearance at your local card shop, get your hands on some Photons, because it's hard to imagine a deck not running those cards, and it's not getting a reprint. The rest of it should be cheap.
I have been informed the Ideal 808 Gears bundle does not include GRs, and there's a separate one that does, but it is sold out. I apologize. Mad Money is gone.
Yeah, your value is gone there.
Your money can't be left. All right, so I'm gonna end with the questions because we have to talk about the big announcement here. So, while I still have a decent amount of viewers, because viewers tend to taper off near the end, I probably should have talked about this at the beginning. So while I have you guys watching, a lot of people have been asking, when is the next Fighters Classic? When is the next Fighters Classic? And today I can officially tell you, and I can announce that the Fighters Classic is happening once more. Fighters Classic version 3. This time it's really, really personal. Back at Get Some Game in Charlotte, North Carolina on, what's the date? September 16th. So be ready for be checking our Facebook page, also our Discord as well. We'll make a video here in the next. The video on here will come by maybe in a week and a half. The information on Facebook should be live this weekend with the event page and all the extra details. There are a few surprises this time. We've flexed our tournament muscles a little bit, and we feel a little more confident. So maybe too confident. But be ready. It's gonna happen, and we hope to see you all there in Charlotte, North Carolina. It'll be a great event. We've always had good turnout at these. We hope it maintains to be the truth. And I'm going to open it up to my panelists to see if they have anything to add in regards to that.
It's going to be spicy. So bring your friends.
September 16th, Charlotte, North Carolina. Get some game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think you'll all enjoy it if you come out.
We definitely try to run the best tournaments we've ever had. We've had people tell them it's the best that they've ever enjoyed. So hopefully we can keep that going. But with that final surprise there, we're going to come this extremely long damage check to an end. We want to thank you all for watching. We hope that, as always, you enjoyed. If you want to check things out, our Facebook and Discord is always open for you guys. This is Andrew, Ryan, and the captain signing off. Peace.
Bye-bye.
See you later. I'll put a link to the Discord in the chat real quick.
Oh yeah, we'll continue answering questions in the Discord if you feel like your question wasn't gotten to in the YouTube, which we did not get a lot to. So
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.